What is up? Class is in session. Just got to be with my phone for something else. So how's everybody doing? Starting a little early today because why not? The channel, whenever we do channel reviews, they tend to go a little long, so we wanted to try to get in as many people as we can. They wanted to do a channel review. Professor Dustin will be along in a little while because, hey, I told him at the last minute. But we'll go ahead and get cranking here in just a minute. I do want to say I'm still kind of in shock from Daydream About Nice Things video premiere he did about 30 minutes ago. I haven't fully recovered, and I don't know if I ever will, to be honest with you, from the results of that video. I'm shocked, maybe even a little hurt. I don't know. It's just wasn't what I was expecting for sure. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it was the Curl a Dog, Slot Dog comparison video. Go over to Daydream About Nice Things and check it out and see what he had to say about it. As you can see, I'm not in the house, but I am in the backyard. Funny thing happened on the way to getting our house ready to put on the market. The air conditioner decided to stop working. And let's see if I can pull this over here. It is 88 degrees. Yeah, with no air conditioning. I don't know why. The fan's not running is what's happening. And yeah, so, you know, we got a warranty on it. So we just got to wait for somebody to come out and fix it. But luckily, we have the camper here in the backyard. We've got 50 amp service. We got water. So, you know, we can sleep comfortably at least. So we've got, how many we got here? We got 13 people here. Awesome. I appreciate everybody. Who was the first to show up? Lynn T. Then Bob's Adventure for Everland RV and Happy Place Diaries is number 4. James Cantonese. Oh, first question. We'll go ahead and answer your question real quick. I am here. I have a question for the tech guy. How do you do a live on your phone? If you're starting, James, if you're the one that's starting the live stream, so you're live streaming from your channel, then you need either Streamlabs or Prism. Those are both apps for your phone. You'll need to use one of those. If you're just joining somebody else's chat, you can just, joining somebody else's live stream, you can just use your phone and just click on the StreamYard link. StreamYard does not, you can't start a live stream with StreamYard from your phone. Well, you can, but it doesn't work very well. So Streamlabs or Prism are the way to go to start a live stream. And let's see, everybody else who's here, alphabetical order-wise, Artist on the Road, Bob's Adventure, Daydream About Nice Things, Griswold Family Vacation, Camping Therapy, Hitch Up and Tow, New Vision Security Services, RD's RV Life. Saw your Facebook update about your mom. That's awesome. They're doing better. James Cantonese. I think I said Hitch Up and Tow. If not, I'm sorry. I say it again. Senior Sister, Uncle Lisa Productions. Most of these folks were actually in the premiere. So you know what I'm talking about the shock and awe of the Slot Dog versus Curl a Dog fight. So my camera's a little crooked. What's happening in the night? I don't know. What do you guys think? There we go. So, what other tech questions do we have? I want to ask for if anybody wants a channel review in just a few minutes. So don't say anything about channel reviews right now. But what kind of questions you got? I know James that was a good question. And again, this is Tech Talk University, so it's not just about YouTube channel stuff. It's tech talk. So if you have a question about RV internet, how tire pressure management systems, anything anything that draws electricity, I guess. If you have a question about it, generator, solar, etc., throw them out there, and we'll see if we can get an answer. And while I'm waiting for questions to come in, oh, thank you, senior sister. While waiting for questions to come in, I'll give a quick update to the Vets to Vets United fundraiser. We are falling farther and further behind, unfortunately. We were about $500 short of our daily goal yesterday, and which is about $800. So we only made like 3 yesterday, and so far today, I'll refresh the screen right now to give a current update. We have made $38 today, so we are about $800 behind for today, on top of the $500 we were behind yesterday. So it looks like, unless something changes, and maybe there's, and I'm hoping there's some, people wait until the last minute to throw a lot of money out there. Unless something changes, we're going to, unfortunately fall short of our goal. Appreciate all the help everybody's done to this point with either buying shirts, donating money, both, and sharing out with your friends. We definitely appreciate all that, and so just keep sharing and keep helping out. So a couple of questions I see, and if I miss your question, I'm sorry. Happy Place Diaries, need to learn more about Wi-Fi boosting. Yeah, that's a big topic. Tons, obviously, just like with anything else, there's tons of YouTube videos on it. We don't currently have a Wi-Fi booster, but we definitely want and need to get one. Now, there's a lot of misconceptions about what a Wi-Fi booster actually does. And what it does not make, well, it doesn't necessarily make your Wi-Fi faster. It takes a weak signal, because you still had to have a signal. So it takes that one bar of Wi-Fi and can get you 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 bars of Wi-Fi. So it boosts that signal, but you still have to have a usable signal to begin with. Sometimes you can, if you have a good signal and you use a booster, you can actually get a boost in speed. But most of the time you really don't. And sometimes you can even get slower speeds than you did without the booster. It just really depends on the exact situation that you're in at that exact time. But the WeBoost cellular booster and Wi-Fi booster is probably the most popular, well-known, and best one out there. And I think they run around $400 or $500. So they're not cheap. Can I make any TV a computer monitor? You can make any modern TV a computer monitor. If it has an HDMI connection, yeah, you can make it a computer monitor. Most laptops nowadays have HDMI output, so my computer has a regular HDMI output, so I just need a regular HDMI cable, plug it into my computer, plug it into my TV, and I'm done. Some computers have a miniature or mini HDMI connector, and then you just need an adapter or a cable that has mini on one end and regular on the other, and then you can hook it up to your TV. It's actually pretty easy. How do we get the VestVet screen logo you have there? I'll email it to you. Yeah, Dustin at Wayward Wags actually created this logo, shared it to us. Yeah, we can send that to you. And all that is for this is an overlay on the screen. And a quick StreamYard tutorial. I'll show you this real quick. For those of you who had the paid version of StreamYard, if you go under brand, and you can see this if you have the free version, but under brand, you can actually upload stuff. Let me get rid of that for a second. The logo, which goes in the upper right corner, can only be 150 pixels by 150 pixels. That's pretty small. That's that size, or that size, or that size. But I did that. Get rid of that. And I did that by creating an overlay. So an overlay basically is a transparent image, and then with whatever you want in the image, like here. See, like, I'll show you the t-shirts. See, this is an overlay, and you can't see me because it's a transparent piece. But I also have this overlay, and I would call this definitely a branding overlay. My phone's blowing up like crazy. And again, I just made this area right in here transparent so you can see through it. So then we'll just go back to this overlay. And now you see, I got the Vest United up here, real easy to see. And you know, if you watch anybody who has the paid version of StreamYard, then you can see those things. Now, what I can't see when I'm showing all that stuff is I can't see the chat, because I was on that branding. So let me scroll down here and make sure I don't miss anything. Yeah, so that's how you do that. A couple of quick notes here. I'm looking around, making sure nobody's coming in the backyard. Now we have, I still need to do a video on it, but I have it's not really a Wi-Fi booster, but it is. And I don't want to be too cryptic back because I haven't made a video about it yet. But you can, I have it mounted on the roof and cord running down into my media cabinet, and then hooked to a wireless router. And with this device, I think I paid $150 for it, maybe $200. I can pull Wi-Fi signals up to about 3 miles away. Not great, but they're good. I'm gonna do a video on that, show you guys. It's something I learned from David Bott. If you don't follow David Bott's channel, he has a lot of cool tech stuff. He's a full-time RVer. Just bought a Tesla too, so he full-times. He's got a Tiffin diesel pusher, and he has a Tesla on a trailer he pulls behind it. And let's see. Yeah, Daydream and Uncle Lisa are just talking about the HDMI cable on TV. Yeah, it's really just that simple. Question: is there any good free unlimited VPNs that don't sell your info to third parties as of yet, or is there still just a dream? Uncle Lisa, that's a dream. You're never. I mean, nothing's free. I mean, we all know that. So somebody has to pay for it, whatever it is. You know, and you know, in the case of a VPN, somebody has to pay for that VPN service. So if you're getting it for free, that means they're selling advertising or they're selling you, or both. So yeah, and again, if it's government run and free, then your tax money's paying for it, and none of your information's secure. So yeah, there isn't one. And New Vision Security says buying the WeBoost for the truck. Yeah, the WeBoost has a bunch of different versions and options, and they're all good. Just you just need to look, see what they have, and which version and option fits what you want to do in your needs. And just that. People don't know what Uncle Lisa was talking about when he's asking about VPN. VPN is a virtual private network. Basically, it's a way to shield you from prying eyes in your internet activity. So your internet service provider can't see what you're doing. Or if you're a very common use, for a VPN is for people who live in other countries, but they want to get like the American version of Netflix. I'm not saying that's what Uncle Lisa is doing, but and the only way to do that is to use a virtual private network, and because you can set those up to say that you're from pretty much any country out there. A lot of people in the United States do that so they can watch like Doctor Who, BBC. They just bring up their VPN, set it to the UK. Now they can watch Doctor Who. That's a really common one. Riverland, we just got the Hero 7 Black. Man, is it tiny. If we are shooting yourself, how do you know if things are centered? The front screen is so small. Are you hooked up to something else? No. It's really just a guess. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure the Hero 7 works the same way the Hero 8 does, in that there's an app for your smartphone, and you can look at it on the app. So if we're using our GoPro and we're like sitting at a table, so we have the camera on us, I'll bring it up on my phone to make sure we're centered and look good, and then record. Yeah, and like Play Star said, the video shoots pretty wide, and as long as you can see the lens head on, you will be in frame. Yep. Yep. So that's what we do with ours. That's still, we have the Hero 8 Black, and that's still our main videoing camera, but we are starting to move away from it to the Canon PowerShot HS740, which we just bought, but we're still trying to figure it out. And we like that camera because it's a point and shoot, and it has a 40 times optical zoom. And so it zooms way, way out there, and it's very small form factor, which looks nice. My Backyard Science. Vast browser supposed to allow you to browse privately. Any knowledge of that? It's a free about, so they claim and hide your info. I've heard of Avast. I mean, they make antivirus software, and I guess they do this browser too. I don't know anything about it personally, but I think unless it's connecting to a VPN, really all it's doing is making sure you're using secure socket layer or SSL, so everything's encrypted. But that doesn't mean your ISP, your internet service provider, they can still see where the traffic is coming from. They just do not be able to actually read the traffic to see what you're doing. Yeah. If you really need a VPN or want a VPN, I would suggest just finding a VPN, a company that does VPNs, instead of having something that's built in. And again, if it's free, somebody's paying for it somehow, whether you're getting pop-up ads to pay for it, or they're selling your information to pay for it. And when I say selling your information, they could also be selling your browsing information. So if you're using a VPN because you don't want people to see the sites you're browsing to, well, guess what? They know now. Yeah, for the 7 Black, actually pretty much any of the GoPros from like the Hero 4 up, maybe even the 3, are good to start with. Or any of the faux pros or no pros, whatever you want to call them. They're great as well. They can, you can get them for $30 to $40 on Amazon. They shoot pretty good quality. Some of them are 4K. It's a little grainy 4K, but they shoot the 4K ones do good on 1080p. And hang on a second. I got somebody that wants to jump up here for a second. So that link is for you know who you are. I wonder, Wiley, hello. If I missed anybody else, I'm sorry, because I'm more paying attention to looking to see if there's questions in the chat than I am the names. So I apologize if I do miss anybody's name. I do see that Roy is not here. He's late for class again. When he is to class, he's very disruptive. So he was already warned earlier today that had to sit in front of the class so you all can make fun of him. So I guess when he gets here, that's what's going to happen. I don't want to take that call right now. Work's still going crazy too. That wasn't a work call. That's a great piece of advice. I don't know if you're talking about just tech stuff in general or you're answering somebody's question, but that is great advice. Okay, here comes trouble. What's up?
Not much. Just thought I'd come and hang out, talk some tech with you.
Yeah, so for those of you who watched Jerry's live stream last night, and he was always talking about how he loses subscribers whenever he talks to me, either the phone, email, text message, whatever. I lost 2 last night after talking to him. So
we're even.
Yeah,
we're even. Because I lost 1, gained 1, so we're good. But
Roy probably fell down the Grand Canyon, and he's probably sitting in front of the Grand Canyon. You just never know. Yeah. That's the thing about Roy. You never know. But I'm a little off guard with this because with this whole live stream, so I apologize. Mainly because the air conditioner went out, and that's kind of got me, sidetracked. It sucks for your air conditioner to go out in general, but it really sucks when you had plans for the realtor to come out tomorrow to start the process for listing your house. It's kind of hard to list a house in 90-degree heat with no air conditioning.
Yeah.
Or so I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah. And you got till Sunday to get it fixed. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah. I'm fine. It's a comfortable whatever degree I want it to be in here.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying. So somebody was asking earlier about editing. I don't know if it was specific to the phone or I was looking.
I know a lot of people have questions about editing on your phone. I honestly have no answers there. I've heard some people in the chats at times when they come up have answers because I don't do anything on my phone when it comes to, I used to do some filming with my phone, and sometimes I still do if I don't have my GoPro, but I use the GoPro almost exclusively because it's easy. And
yeah,
so I rarely use my phone unless I'm unless I don't have my GoPro with me. Like I'm just out and about and something pops up that I need to take a video of. So and even then I download the video to my computer and edit it there.
Somebody was asking about editing. And now I'm scrolling and I'm not finding it. So
yeah. I know Bob's Adventure just said he edited on his phone too. He's all phone. Yeah. I know he's all phone. I think Foreverland was all phone, and a few other people. And again, nothing wrong with that. It's just that I can't do it. My eyes aren't that good.
Yeah. No, I need the full screen. I like the drag and drop of Filmora. You know, it's really easy to put the layers in. Because a lot of times when I'm cutting up video, I'll do it in layers, and that way I can do the timing right. And then if I need to delete a section, it doesn't delete what I'm trying to save because it's, it's stacked up in the window. And then if I need to, and you don't have to, but what I'll do is I'll get the timing down, I'll cut a piece, and then I could drop, I can see what space I need in the window and drop that piece in. So I hope that made any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, and again, and I heard some people talking about it on another live stream today, and I'm not talking about difference between phone and computers, especially when it comes to. I just got a text from Dustin. He can't come on today because he's having air conditioning issues. So let me reply to that one real quick.
Yeah. So on our while he's doing that, on our last video, where we were slicing in all the veterans, support videos, I chopped it. The way it came out, it was one solid video.
Mm-hmm.
So I sliced it up into manageable segments, and then I put in all my other segments on top of it, and then drug to where it opened up that gap so that you're seeing, the top layer. Because in most editing softwares, when you put your video clip in, whatever you stack on top of it is going to black out or override what's below it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and you could mess with the, the transparency of the top layer and kind of treat it like overlays. But if you do that and you want your audio timing to be right, and you want your you want the clips to fall in, I found that that's a really good technique of editing, is to drop in your bass, chop it up where you want, throw in stuff on top, and then drag the bottom to where it hits that end line, and then everything will be nice and seamless, and you don't lose anything. So
yeah, that's a good suggestion. So Camera Therapy wants to know the 120 gig storage with 4 gig of memory decent for a laptop. Not really, but depending on the laptop, you really want at least 8 gig of memory for a Windows laptop to work well. I mean, will this work for you for editing and things like that? Yeah, but it's going to be pretty slow, and it might be aggravatingly slow at times. But 8 gig of memory definitely will help that out a lot. The 120 gig of storage, you're going to use up pretty fast. I think like a 10-minute YouTube video is going to be 5 or 6 gig at least. And actually, let me look real quick at my last video that I did. And all right, how big is that? Yeah, so a 15-minute video is about 1 gig, roughly. Maybe more, maybe less, in 1080p. So, 120 gig of storage, you might have 80 gig actually free when you buy it brand new. So you'll fill up that with videos pretty quick. I mean, you can always buy an external hard drive. Those are really cheap, or you can just keep deleting stuff as you want. But the thing I tell everybody is you don't. Yep. And you can get a 4 terabyte external hard drive for like $100 or something, pretty cheap.
Yeah.
This one, like I said,
terabyte.
Any computer you can buy at Walmart, Best Buy, whatever, any brand new computer you can buy is really all you need to run YouTube. To do a YouTube channel. You don't need, a super horsepower MacBook Pro with all the bells and whistles and spend $4 or $5 grand on it. You can literally do a YouTube channel with a $250 to $300 computer. And one thing I want to point out too, because like I started to mention earlier, was there are some people on another live stream today talking about they got on YouTube Studio on the computer for the first time and saw all this stuff that's on YouTube Studio on your computer that's not on your phone. And if you're just using YouTube Studio on your phone, you're really missing out on some of the analytics stuff and some of the other features that will actually help get your videos more views by not using and utilizing the desktop version of YouTube Studio. And one of the key features of the desktop version too is that's the only place where you can honestly see where you're at from a monetization standpoint, how close you are to monetization. You cannot look at your phone and where it says you have X number of watch minutes, because for whatever reason, the phone app gives you the watch time in minutes, and you got to do math to figure out how many hours that is. That's just how many watch hours all of your videos have. But the only videos that actually count towards monetization are the public ones. And then of the public ones, if you have any videos that have a copyright claim against them, they don't count either. So you need, so the number on your phone can be way off from the actual monetization number you need. So you need to look on the computer at least once in a while in YouTube Studio to keep track of that stuff. So while we're talking about this, if you want a channel review done, go ahead and just put channel review in all caps, just that, channel review, those two words in down here, and we will. Oh, David Hodling's in here. Hello, David. Hadn't seen you in a while, buddy. Good to see you. And yet you're right on point. YouTube Studio on the phone is very limited. But yeah, a lot of people think that they need, for those of you who've been watching Tech Talk University or heard me talk on anybody's live stream about tech stuff, you've heard me say this a million times. So 1,000,001, here we go. You don't need to spend a ton of money to have a good YouTube channel. And I mean, you can spend the $40 on the Faux Pro from Amazon, a couple $100 on a laptop if you don't already have a laptop. $20 on a $20 to $30 on a tripod. Okay, most likely you've already got a smartphone, so you don't even need the Faux Pro, to be honest with you. There's a lot of YouTube channels, that's all they use is right here, their smartphone. As long as it's at least like 4 or 5 years old or newer, it probably shoots 1080p. Well, that's really all you need. Going
back to Camping Therapy's question about the computer, it really depends what you're using it for and how much you're using it. And the analogy, and Michael, tell me, correct me if I'm wrong, but the analogy that I heard, especially when it comes to storage and memory, it's kind of like a desktop. And as you're putting things all over this desktop, the computer has to move things around to get to things and stuff. And so the more you have, the faster that can process, the faster it can reach out and find things. So if you're doing complex videos with, like I was saying, with layers, and if you're adding music and you're adding, graphics or whatever to your videos, then you're going to want a little bit more because it's going to speed up the process. And the other thing is, what kind of camera are you using? Because if you're shooting in 1080 HD or 4K, you're going to need a computer that will process that. Otherwise, it's going to just take forever. You're going to get a lot of lag and things like that. So, but if you're using this and you're just transferring these files and just dropping them onto your laptop or whatever, throwing them into, whatever simple free editing software where you're just splicing clips together and hitting the render button, then you might not need a whole lot. And going back to this, what I do is once I finish a video, all the files for that video go onto this, into a folder on that video, and I don't store any of that organically on the computer. That way I'm saving the memory and all of that in the storage on my laptop so that when I do edit, it's a lot faster process.
Yeah. Okay, Camping Therapy, Doreen wants a channel review. So let's do that channel review. First of all, for those of you who don't know this channel, Camping Therapy, it's Miss Doreen at Privs and Prims, and this is her RV channel, and she's got some really cool stuff. There's a lot of vintage slideshows. Shows of vintage RVs that she's taken throughout the year. So again, as always, I want to preface this. Now I cannot see the chat right now, so just bear with me. This is a incognito YouTube tab. So I'm looking at this, so I'm not logged into YouTube on it. That's why it shows me as not being subscribed. I was actually one of the single-digit subscribers of this particular channel. So
I'm one too, by the way.
Huh?
I'm one too, by the way.
Okay, so I was a plank holder, and to use a military term for this channel. So we do this because we want to see the channel as a brand new visitor would see it. Okay, and the first thing we have, we'll start at the top and work our way down. The banner, and again, as always, you need to look at this, how this looks on different devices. Okay, this banner, Camping Therapy's not too hard to read, but the words under Camping Therapy are pretty hard to read. What I always recommend is, and again, I got this from Dustin at Wayward Wags, is you need to put an outline around a contrasting outline color around your lettering. And whatever software you're using to do this, most of them have a way to add color. Some let you pick a color, some only let you do a black or a white, outline. But doing that outline, like if you put even a white outline around these letters, they would pop out more, especially the smaller letters, so it'd be easier to see. It's probably, looking at it on a phone, you probably wouldn't even be able to see the words under the word Camping Therapy at all.
Either that or put a rectangle block that's a contrasting color behind it. That just kind of makes that verbiage pop out. And I would do the same thing with Camping Therapy. I would outline that.
The whole thing. Again, for those of you who heard me before, I like the off center. I mean, a lot of people will put a picture like the camper picture. They'd put that in the middle. It's kind of and just to center it, and then put words around it or put the words over it. I like that it's off center because it draws you more. It in your mind, it kind of denotes action to some degree, so it pops a little more. And in your, down here in the right hand corner, you've got the link to your other YouTube channel. That's good. You're pushing that. If you have any other social media, if you have a Facebook page or Instagram page or whatever, definitely put those links there as well. I know there's, I've heard some people say don't put any links outside of YouTube up there because you want to keep people on YouTube. Well, yes and no. What you want to do is you want to keep people on your platform. You want people to be invested in you. You want people to want your content. So, and one way to do that, especially if you're putting out a video every day or multiple times a day, then yeah, leave it there. But if you're only putting a video out once or twice a week, you need to have a way to keep your fans, your subscribers engaged with you. And you can do that with Instagram and Facebook. Real easy. Throw a couple of posts out, throw a picture out, and you got them engaged. And it's also another platform for you to bring people to your YouTube channel. So while some people say don't put anything out there, I look at it because it's all advertising. That's why you want to be on any other social media platforms anyway. It's all a form of advertising to bring them to you. Not necessarily your YouTube channel. You want them to come to you. And if they come to you, then and they like you, then they're going to watch your videos. They're going to look at your Instagram posts. They're going to read your Facebook post or your blog or whatever. So that's my take on it. Again, some people will tell you don't put anything there. That takes you off of YouTube because you don't make money unless you're on YouTube. And that's not true either. You can make a lot of money off of YouTube, not using YouTube, especially if you have different affiliate programs you're involved in. And again, you want to drive traffic to you. Now, what you don't want to put up there is links to other people's stuff, because then you are pushing people away from you. Okay, one thing
I would stay away from anything up there that isn't part of your branding.
Right.
So if you're going to drive them to Facebook, drive them to your channel Facebook page, because typically on your channel Facebook page, it's going to be driving everything back to YouTube anyway. So yeah, just stay consistent with your branding, whether that's going to be, Patreon or your, PayPal bucket or Facebook or Instagram. Just make sure that it's all centered on whatever branding you're trying to push.
Yep. Okay, so now as I scroll down, you're showing your number of subscribers. That's actually good. Some people will hide their subscribers, and honestly, my personal opinion, whenever I see somebody hiding their subscriber count, I'm trying to wonder why. It's like, why are you hiding this? And then that just leads to, well, what else are you hiding? Are you trying to be something you're not? Why are you hiding this? A lot of small channels will do this because they don't want people to think they're a small channel. Well, I'm going to know if you're a small channel or not. I'd rather look at here. She has one video with 27 views from 2 days ago. Okay. If she hit her subscriber count, I'd automatically think she was a small channel because she only has 27 views on a 2-day-old video. But if she unhit it and she had 4,000 subscribers and only 27 views, then I think, well, she has a lot of subscribers and her content must be crap. So I guess maybe that's the reason to hide your subscribers. But new channels, young channels, whatever, leave that subscriber number up there. There's really no reason to hide it, because it just leads people to think that you're trying to hide something else. And you probably aren't, but I've never heard anybody give me a good logical reason to hide their channel number.
Yeah,
I don't know, you, Jerry?
Yeah, no, exactly. As soon as you hit that videos tab, you're going to know what the size of the channel is. Like what you just said. Number one, the amount of content and the amount of views. So, yeah, there's really no reason to hide your. I mean, if you're a huge channel, you want people to know you're a huge channel, and if you're a growing channel, you want people to know you're a growing channel, because that might drive them to share, and help you with your growth, especially if you got good content.
Exactly. So one thing you definitely are missing, Doreen, is you need an intro or a trailer video. And depending on who you ask, they call it trailer or they call it intro. And it's usually a minute or less video that talks about what your channel is, introduces you and your channel to the world. And so you definitely should have that, and it should be your face talking on it, and about what your goals, your channel, what your channel is all about, a little bit about you maybe, and then that's it. And that way the person sees that. And you want to have that on this main page, and you want to have it where it actually auto starts. So when a new person comes to your page, they automatically start hearing you talking. They don't have to click on a button. They don't have to do anything. They automatically start hearing you talking, because now you've got them engaged, and hopefully they'll listen. They like what they hear. They hit the subscribe button. You've gained a subscriber. Now they're going to start watching your videos. So that's the key with that. And then, of course, also, we'll talk about the rest in a second. So we're going to go over, let's jump to the About tab first. See, basically everything you've got here, I mean, that's kind of what you'd say in your intro. And under links, you've got your push needle channel. Yep, that's good. On your channels page, you've only got one channel showing, and that's your channel. That's perfectly fine. I will tell people generally, again, you want to draw people to you. You don't want to push people away. A lot of people will show who they're subscribed to. So you'll see, 1,000 people, 1,000 channels in this list, and they'll have the featured channels with all kinds of people on it. And if that's what you want to do, that's cool. But what I'm telling you is what you're doing is you're advertising for other people, and they may be doing it for you too. But what you're doing is you're driving traffic away from you, and you can use the argument, well, this other channel is doing it for me. Well, that other channel may be better than yours, so you're driving traffic to the better channel. And while they're advertising for you, since your channel isn't as good as theirs, they're not leaving to come to you, so you're just pushing people away to this other channel. And so I recommend, and most people do from what I've heard, you keep your subscriptions, you keep your subscriptions hidden. And you've kind of done that here with the exception that you probably only have one subscribe. You probably only subscribe to one channel from this, and that's you. You're subscribed to you, and that's fine in this case because you're pushing. The only thing you would do is push traffic from one of your channels to another one of your channels, and there's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah, and if you do want to help promote other channels, do it in your channel. You know, because that keeps them on your videos, and it's not an issue of being nice or, you know, not being a team player or whatever. And believe me, Michael and I have both heard all of those arguments because we're in the same boat on this. Yeah, you know, keep them on your platform, and then if you want to drive them, you know, drive them using one of your, you know, pop-ups at the end of your video. You could definitely promote somebody else's channel that way once they've watched your video.
Exactly. All right, so let's jump over to playlists. Okay, golden rule. You have an all playlist. You definitely should have an all playlist, and then you break down playlists to whatever makes sense for your channel. Like my channel, I have a playlist for how-to videos. I have a playlist for campground reviews. I have a playlist for cool things, cool places to visit, playlist for live streams. But they all feed to the all playlist. So every one of my videos is in the all playlist, and every one of my videos is in at least one of the other playlists I've mentioned. So every video I have is in 2 different playlists.
Yep.
And how you work the playlist out, that again, that really is up to your channel and up to you and how you want to do it. But the key is all playlists, and you can call it whatever you want. Some people call it an all playlist. Some people say watch our adventures from the beginning or see us from the start, you know. And if you change the name up like that, instead of just saying all videos, that might be a little bit more eye-catching, you know, and get people to actually start running your playlist. So when we look at your videos, I'll be honest right now, I'm more drawn to the videos that have a picture of the camper than the part 1 and the part 2 videos you have. And if you look at your views on those videos, that supports my claim right there. You know, the video, your 1989 Scamp has 145 views. That was 5 days ago. And then your part 1 from 4 days ago has 35 views. So it has 110 views less. And it was only, and the difference, just looking at it here, because they're both short videos, the difference is one has a picture of a camper and one doesn't. And I get, you know, what you're, you know, part 1 and part 2, I get it. You know, because you're talking about the vintage camper showcase stuff. But, and again, these are short videos. I don't know if I'd have broke it up into part 1 and part 2, because both part 1 and part 2 together are 6 minutes long. So that might have just been good to have as one video. But I know what you're trying to go for too is, you know, short, quick videos to watch, and they're slideshows for the most part. And so that might work better because of the nature of the content in this particular case as well. But I can tell you with the theme, topic, whatever you want to call it, of your channel, that it will grow tremendously if you market it the right way. And the one thing you are missing, I saw when I looked at the also is you don't have any channel tags at all. And so when you go in to edit your channel, you can add tags to your channel. And that's just another method for YouTube to find you and for people to find your channel. And honestly, the best way to do it is, do a search for, in this case, vintage campers, because that's one of the topics of yours. Do a search for vintage campers. Find the popular sites. Look at what their channel tags are and copy them. Make sure they all fit your channel. But, I mean, that's how you do it. I mean, you see the successful channels, they're obviously working. Use them as long as they apply to you. Same goes with videos. If when you're making a video, look to see what else is out there similar and that's really popular, and use that as a template for what should be your title, what should be in your description, what should be your channel, what should be your tags and your keywords and all that. Use those as templates. Don't copy them word for word, but here's somebody successful. If you look, almost all the cars on the road today have 4 tires, 4 wheels, and a front engine. Okay, that's because it works. And so all the other automotive manufacturers copied that design. They just changed it a little bit here and there to make it their own. And that's really the way you do. You're doing the YouTube stuff too. There's a way that works. You see that way that works for whatever your content is, and then you modify it to match you and your style. Oh, there it is. I see why you broke them up. Okay, that makes sense, Torian. You can only do 50 photos on each movie. Okay, and again, that's fine. I mean, you could have put you could actually combine the videos in YouTube Studio on a computer, I believe, or you could certainly have combined the 2 videos with any other video editing software. But just keep in mind that you got to keep. I just lost my train of thought. Sorry, I was trying to keep it. But I lost it. Oh well. I'm sorry. I like the channel. I do. I've told you because I love the content. And the fact you're repurposing all these pictures you had, putting them in short videos, because you're doing slideshows. Short videos is probably the key, because you would lose people pretty fast on a 10-minute slideshow video. I think attention span on a slideshow video is probably going to be about a minute, minute and a half, 2 minutes, depending on the music and depending on the content. You're not going to get a lot of people to watch it for a very long period of time. And make sure all of your videos have an end screen and info cards, and those are 2 things you add from YouTube Studio. And those are the things that help drive traffic to your other videos, or maybe even another channel like Jerry was talking about a minute ago. And if you have and use, honestly, download TubeBuddy. It's free, and TubeBuddy can help you with all these other things. They can help you with the tags and the keywords and the end screens and the info cards. They can help you do all that stuff really easy. And again, so just TubeBuddy.com, download it. It's free.
Overland RV about channel tags. So when you go and you customize your channel, there's a place there in the general tab, and I can't share my screen, so Michael has to do it. But where you just list all kinds of words, essentially, that describe your channel, so that when somebody is searching for, RVers that drive a Class A, that boondock all the time, that, love America or whatever, you put all those tags in your channel, and that's what Google or YouTube uses to define search. I believe it's in your settings, right, Michael?
It's in the settings. Hang on a second.
I'm looking at it on mine. I'm trying to
Yeah. Now again, on the computer, I'm not on my phone. Within the computer, if you click on settings in YouTube Studio and then go to channel, that's where you'll see the name of your channel. Let me just share the screen. I'm going to jump. So if somebody else wants a channel review, go ahead and throw up channel review in all caps, please. And we'll get that done. Okay. So I'll just go ahead and maximize this. Here's my channel dashboard. So I've gone to YouTube Studio. This is the main page. Now I'll go down here to settings. And I click on channel. And you see keywords, and they're all right here.
Yeah.
And you put in whatever you want that fits your channel. And while we're here, I saw this question earlier. Somebody was asking about how to get the, you jump here for a second. Somebody was asking about how to get the, your channel logo or whatever right down here in this corner. There's an easy way to do it. And it's right here. You just click on the branding tab. Video watermark is the only thing option there, and you upload an image. Now, what I recommend is do not put your channel logo there. And here's why. Because if somebody's watching that video, they already know it's your channel. Or if they're on your page. But if they're watching your video, whatever's in that bottom right corner, you want to draw their attention. And if you look at my videos and what I have here, I'll bring it back up so you can see it. What that is right there is it's just a YouTube subscribe image. And it's as big as it can be. It's as big as it can be because you're limited on size. I just did a search for YouTube subscribe button, I think is what I searched for, and downloaded this image and added it on there. So it draws people's attention down there, and if they click on it, they subscribe to your channel. And some people say some people will put it just at the end of their video. Some people will put it at a certain point in time. I just did entire video because why not? So that's that. And while we're here too, I want to show you upload defaults. This is where you can make your life way, way, way easier when you're uploading your videos. Whatever you put in upload defaults will be in for descriptions, visibility, tags, keywords, etc. They will automatically be added to every video. Like if you look in the description to my videos, I got a lot of stuff in there. You know, links to Amazon affiliate links to the gear we use. My PayPal tip jar, Patreon page. And a bunch of other stuff there. And so instead of me having to find that and copy and paste every time, I just have it right here. And it's right there all the time. And all I've got to do is upload a video, and YouTube automatically puts that in there. YouTube automatically puts these specific tags in there every time. So I have to do no work at all on that. I don't think there's anything else. That's pretty much it for that. So
yeah, all you got to do is put your description of the video that you're actually posting, and you're done. That's you.
Well, I have an all playlist when there's a play all everything, but on the phone. I'm not really sure about on the phone, but you definitely want the play all list mainly because it'll show up on the right on a computer screen. It'll show up. Your playlist will show up on the right hand side, or it'll show up on your page. So somebody who's new to your channel will hopefully click on that and start watching a bunch of your videos, giving you a bunch of watch time to get you a bunch of likes and making YouTube happy with you. Yeah. Save time, don't forget anything. Yep. So no matter what you use for that, it creates a link to your channel. Yes, the branding. Yeah, you can put any image you want to over there. It's always a link to subscribe to your channel. You have no way to change that link. You can just change the image. Hey, Justin. You're not creating a play all category. You're creating a play all playlist.
Yeah, again, it's all about driving the content. So we have a playlist of, how-tos and that kind of stuff. So you want people to stay as long as you can keep them. And I might be wrong on this. I don't think I am, but when you're in suggest, once people start looking at the how-to stuff, it will start suggesting more of the how-to stuff. So if you have it all in one place, it just makes it easy for people rather than they hit play all and it's going to play everything. And all they really wanted to do was go to your how-tos or your trip reviews or whatever.
Yeah. And how all this works in a perfect world is a brand new person comes to your channel and they watch a video and they're just blown away. Let's say it's a video on how to, dump your black tank. And they're just blown away by, how you did the video and it's just awesome. And they're like, okay, well, what else? What other how-to videos this guy got? Oh, there's a how-to playlist. Let's see what's in that playlist. I want to click on that. I'll click on that. I'll click on that and see. And that's how it works. And eventually maybe they'll even get to the play all and they'll just start watching your stuff from the beginning because they fell in love with you and your channel and they want to watch your stuff from the beginning. That's the perfect world setup. Does it happen all the time? No, but it doesn't take much work to do it. And if it happens one time ever, the 5 minutes worth of work it took you to set it up is worth it because you've gained a ton of watch time. You've gained a loyal subscriber who might even start sharing out your stuff, which will bring you more subscribers and views. So the 5 minutes worth of work it takes to create a few playlists and then add each video to those playlists as you upload them is well worth it. All right, so we got one more person wanting to do a channel review here. RV Weekends. Oh, sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. Yeah, but it's still RV Weekends, so it doesn't matter. All right, let me see if I can find you guys over here.
Hey, before we get off Camping Therapy, thumbnails, yeah, those suggestions, great. The color scheme, you want that color scheme to be, the same that's reflected in your banner and in your thumbnails. That way, when they click on that and they go to your channel, they immediately, because the mind is going to take shortcuts, and they're going to immediately recognize that that's who you are, and they want to keep coming back. So that background that you have on your thumbnails, that's good stuff. Use that all the way across the board.
Mm-hmm. Is it better to have an explicit subscribe button versus a logo button that is your subscribe button? I sometimes think it's only a logo, but when it's really a subscribe button, it's confusing. If you're talking about the watermark and the branding in that corner over there of the videos, I think it's better to have the subscribe button because for me personally, when I saw that on people's channel and it was just like their logo, I thought, okay, cool. They have a watermark. It's just a logo. I never thought to even move my mouse over there for anything. But like if you see on my videos, it actually has the subscribe, the red subscribe button with a hand over it. I mean, granted, it's very tiny because you don't get a lot of room there. But it actually is showing motion, and it's something that doesn't look anything at all like my logo. So it should draw the viewer over to it to see what it is. And then when they roll the mouse over there, it turns into a link. So, oh, I better click the link, see what this thing is. And then next thing you know, hey, you got another subscriber.
Yeah, and I created a little banner. It looks like a little flag banner, and it has a little tiny logo, and it says subscribe free.
Yeah, and a lot of people do that, do a subscribe free. And it sounds silly because, yes, we know YouTube is free and subscribing are free, but sometimes just the word, again, it's all subliminal messaging, advertising, marketing. Just seeing the word free gets people motivated, even if they're doing something they already knew was free.
And I put that little logo on our banner so that you associate that with the videos.
Senior sister, you can actually just Google that subscribe it's free button or subscribe it's free logo, something like that. Excuse me.
Yep. Bless you.
Hopefully that didn't infect anybody. And I was able to get the mic muted in time.
Oh, other cheek, other cheek.
All right, so let's take a quick peek at RV weekends. This will be a little bit faster because everything we said in the first channel review will apply to this one. Okay, your banner, while is a cool picture, tells me nothing. It does. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're about. I just see a really cool looking picture. So you should have. I mean, you've got a cool looking logo. You should put the logo in here somewhere. I mean, you got a lot of space over here on the right as you're looking at it. That might be a good spot to put the logo. You don't have any links to any of your other social media or websites. You may not have any, but if you do, like we said earlier, you should put them there. And I will say this. Now, some people say, be careful what you put up there. Don't put, your e-begging stuff up there. Your link to your Patreon or link to your PayPal or whatever. Because people just think you're just begging for money. No matter what you do, people are going to think one thing or another anyway. So do what you feel comfortable with is what I'm going to say to that. Okay, you do have an intro video. It's 14 seconds long, and it did auto start. I stopped it. It did auto start, so that's good. And but you're losing something here in your description. You just say this video is about introducing RV weekends. You can use that space to add more stuff. Get me to click on that. I mean, because I'm watching the video because it started automatically. Show me something else that's not in that 14-second video, and you get me excited about your channel, because again, this is your advertising. This is you trying to get me. You think about the guy standing on the corner that's flipping the sign up in the air, trying to get you to go to the store closing sale. That furniture store that closes its doors forever every couple of weeks. That's what the video and the description here is. That's that guy flipping the banner, trying to get your attention to draw you into the store.
Yeah, that's a great spot to put your value proposition. Mm-hmm. So as I'm watching your intro, I could glance over there and see what I'm getting out of this, because everybody that comes to YouTube wants to get something out of it. They either want to get entertained, they want to get information, they're searching for something. So use that block right there to not only introduce you guys, but tell me what I'm getting for my time. Since I'm not putting any money at it, what's going to keep me clicking there?
Yeah, and you want people to get on some level emotionally invested in your channel. You don't want stalker level, obviously, but you want people to be emotionally invested in your channel, because you want people to, well, is RV Weekends having a video coming out? It's supposed to come out today. You want that level of excitement. That's how your channel grows. Now I'm looking at your description. Pretty good description. One thing I didn't think I mentioned in the previous channel review, but you do have it here, is make sure you have an email address in here so people can contact you. That's important for a lot of reasons, but the biggest reason is, okay, maybe, and it doesn't matter how small your channel is, but maybe some company liked the video you did and they'd like to send you a product for you to check out. how are they going to contact you if you don't have an email address or some way to contact them, on your about page?
Oh,
What if you have a channel that really likes your stuff, a bigger channel that really likes your stuff and wants to do a collaboration video with you? That's a chance for your video to get a lot of exposure and explode, but they can't contact you because you don't have contact information. So there's a lot of reasons to have it, but just make sure it's not your personal email address. You should have an email address specifically for your YouTube channel. That way, if your YouTube channel ever goes away because you get tired of it or whatever, the whole thing goes away. You don't need to worry about it. You won't still be getting emails on your personal account, for YouTube stuff.
So Artist on the Road, you upload your intro video just like you would upload any other video. And then when you're building that home page, there'll be an opportunity for you to put that video there. But you just upload it like any other video, and then you just drop the link in there, and then it'll automatically show. And so that's where that description comes from. The description that's off to the right of that video is going to come out of the video that you put into your regular video feed.
Okay, M1B, real quick. What are the requirements for review? You have to ask for it. You have to type the word channel review in all caps. That's the stringent requirements we have here.
You have to subscribe to the Happy Place Diaries.
You have to subscribe to the Happy Place Diaries, and then you have to send them spam. You have to spam their email as much as you can.
Oh man, thanks.
So again, again, this is the place too. If you're logged in here, there's an edit. There'll be an edit button over here somewhere where you can edit the description and stuff and put in the links to your other social media if you have them. The discussion tab we didn't talk about at all before. I'm not going to talk about it here. Honestly, nobody looks at the discussion tab at all ever. At least from my experience, I don't use it. And channels tab. Okay, and there you go. That's what you want to see. This channel doesn't feature any other channels. Perfect. The playlists. Okay, you have an RV cooking, a Disney, and a how-to. That's good, but you also need a all playlist. Now, granted, if you go to the homepage, I know it says right here, play all, but that's really, as you can see, that's not a true playlist. You have to actually create it. Call it whatever you want, like we said earlier, but you definitely need an all playlist. So we look at your videos real quick. And again, we didn't talk much about thumbnails. We've talked about thumbnails a lot on here, and there's all kinds of school of thought on thumbnails. But one thing I can tell you, just looking at your thumbnails, need to have a few things in common. Number one is they need to have a consistent look to them. Whatever that look is, it needs to be consistent. That way, when I look at a thumbnail, when I do a YouTube search for something, and you're one of your videos is in that search, I can see that thumbnail and know it's you if I know your channel. I know that's yours. Right now, you've got a lot of different thumbnail styles. So there's really no way for me to know just by glancing at a thumbnail if that's you or not. That's really important when you have a lot of followers and they're doing a search on something. And okay, let's do the how-to. Go to the black tank thing again. Okay, they already subscribe to you. They like you. They've got a problem with their black tanks. They're searching on YouTube instead of going to your channel because they're just trying to solve a problem. If they see your video from 3 years ago because they recognize your thumbnail in the searches, they're going to probably click on that one first versus the thumbnails they don't recognize. So that helps drive traffic continually to your channel by having that consistent look and feel. The other thing that YouTube really wants to see is faces, especially expressive faces. Jerry and I went through some YouTube training slash infomercial. Well, infomercial slash training, I think is probably how it was. 85% infomercial, 15% training. But it was good training. when you could pull it out of the infomercial. And one thing they said is, the YouTube face, I think is what they call it, and that's those expressive faces. Hang on,
shocked.
The shock faces. Let me go here. Or all that stuff. Those are the ones that get people's attention, and they're right. But I'm not going to do it. That's just not me.
Which is why we're still more channels.
Right. Huh? Right. And so, you do what you want to do, but having a face, a human face or an animal face, dogs and cats, especially kittens and puppies, those will drive traffic. But you got to be careful that you're using them correctly. A great example I like to use is I did an update on using a visible phone for internet for your RV, and the picture was me sitting on the couch with my dog because she sat up and she was staring at me. So we were just staring at each other like this. Now the thumbnail said, visible phone update, does it really work for RV internet or something like that? But I got a couple of people commented on it and says, I watched this because I thought it was going to be about dogs.
Right.
And the only reason they thought it would be about dogs is because there was a dog in the thumbnail. The dog wasn't mentioned in the title. The dog wasn't mentioned in the words of the thumbnail. They just saw dog and clicked on it. So just be careful, I guess.
Yeah, it's not considered clickbait if there's an element that is relevant to what they're going to see in the video. So, if you're going to be shocked, then there should be something shocking in the video. And it's so wide open. But I would just be careful because YouTube does, for lack of a better term, they do discriminate on what they're promoting based on what they're seeing. And yeah, you don't want to turn things into, if you use the shock face every video, people are going to stop watching.
Yep. And we all know there's some YouTube channels that's all they do, and they're really, really big. But you know what? Apparently it works for them. So whatever. And again, as I always say, for those of you who are new here and haven't heard me say that, I say it all the time. You do you. Your channel should be you, not who you want to be, not who you think you are, but you. The more real you are on a video, whether that is messing up, stuttering, whatever, the more real you are, authentic you are on your videos, the more, honestly, the more views, the more likes, and the more subscribers you're going to get. But when we got away from, because everybody starts out YouTube the same way pretty much, they try to make the perfect video. They spend 3 weeks editing a 5-minute video, and reshoot constantly, and they edit, and it comes across as a poor PBS documentary at best. It's boring, especially if it's like a trip, like you took a trip to the Grand Canyon, and all you did was your video in the Grand Canyon, and you're doing a voice overlay. This is the Grand Canyon. We really had a great time here. And as you can look over here on the right, you can see the river at the bottom of the canyon. It's boring. Nobody wants to watch that. Watch your videos yourself. When you're done editing the video, bring it up. Watch it from start to finish. What do you think of your videos? If you don't like it, don't publish it. For me personally, the least amount of editing I do in my videos and the more of my screw-ups, and I say my screw-ups because Shelly doesn't screw up. She's just there and rolls. So I have to say my screw-ups. I leave in there better reception we usually get on the videos. And so, hey, less work, more reward. Where do I sign up?
Yeah, I think every weekend, if I was going to do anything today, I would do your banner.
Yep.
And just start playing with thumbnails. Find something that starts to work. If you, and I'm not driving you this way, but if you look at our thumbnails, once we started finding that formula, and we have like a red, white, and blue, and it kind of all follows kind of who we are. But it gives you, as soon as you see that in suggest, like at the end of this, if you're watching this in replay, and then at the end of the video, the entire screen, fills up with a whole bunch of videos that YouTube is suggesting, you see those red, white, and blue bars, they're going to go, oh, that's that guy. Click,
Mhm.
But yeah, your banner. If I was going to do anything today, it would be put your logo in the banner, put some verbiage in the banner. Maybe say who you are and what you do, what you're about. Hey, we're an RV. We're weekenders, or we're seeking life's adventure, whatever it is, some sort of tagline, and that way people will recognize you, and build some of those elements into some of your thumbnails too.
Yeah, hitch up and toe. Yeah, if it wasn't for scripts, we wouldn't have a video. I get it, and I feel the same way sometimes. Just as sometimes I put bloopers at the end of my videos. Sometimes I put bloopers at the beginning of my videos. I used to put them at the end, but sometimes I put them at the beginning, because if you put them at the beginning and you get somebody laughing, they're going to stick around a little bit longer. You can hold them a little bit longer because they're hoping to see something more like that. Again, it's not really clickbait, but you got to do something if you want people to watch your videos. I see too many people out there that'll put out a 45-minute video on how to hook up their water hose on their RV. Okay, well, it takes me 5 minutes to actually do the job for my RV. Why am I going to watch a 45-minute video on how to hook up a water hose? And again, they go into too much detail, and it's a boring subject. And remember, YouTube likes people they like videos where people stay around and watch it regardless of the length. And if you've got a 45-minute video that only has really about 2 minutes worth of content, and you just keep rehashing and expanding on it, you're only going to get a couple of minutes of worth of watch time out of it. So your audience retention is going to be in the toilet, and the YouTube's not going to promote the video. So you spend all this time and effort on a video that's really going nowhere.
Yeah.
So
he's asking, what do you use to create your banner? I used Canva to do our banner. And the nice thing about it is you just click on YouTube channel art, and it does it all for the platform. And then when you upload it to YouTube, YouTube will actually show you what it's going to look like on a desktop, on a phone, and one other thing, tablet. And so then you could drag it. And what I did was I kept both windows open, and I tweaked it in Canva, and then I loaded it in YouTube so that I can make sure that my words were in the middle, or whatever, so that it looks good on all three major platforms. But Canva has a really good one because it pre-formats everything for you. There's other ones out there, Snappa, Canva. What I'm using now is I just use PowerPoint for my thumbnails, and then drag them in, and I use another software on my Mac that I can add some elements and then pop it right in, and it automatically formats really nice to YouTube. Yes, Canva's on the laptop, or it's just go to canva.com and put in your username and password, and you could do everything right there.
Okay, so real quick, definitely work on the thumbnails. Make sure the words can be read on the thumbnails. There's a lot of your thumbnails, and again, like we talked about earlier, using a contrasting color outline on all the letters will help make your words pop. Look at it on a phone. When you look at your thumbnails on a phone, they are really tiny, so you're really limited on what you can do there. You don't need to make sure your thumbnails can be read on a phone, because that's next to impossible. but make sure at least the big words can be read so it doesn't look like a blob of letters. So real quick, the few minutes we have remaining, I just dropped the link to the Vets United fundraiser. Unfortunately, we are way, way, way behind in raising funds. So any help you can give, if you go to our Facebook page, our Epic RV Adventures Facebook page, you can I have a link at the top. You can share out with your friends. It explains everything about it. It has the links to the live streams and the interviews that we did with the founder and some of the recipients. We'd really appreciate your help in sharing that out and getting the word out. And real quick, here's, again, we showed it kind of at the beginning a little bit. So, there's the shirt designs. And there's let me get rid of this real quick. And there's what the shirts look like. Again, unisex, ladies V-neck, long sleeve, and a hoodie. So you got lots of choices. And like I've said in some other live streams, they make great Christmas gifts. They make great 4th of July gifts. And if you're not giving gifts for 4th of July, you're really missing out on an American tradition holiday. You really need to start giving gifts for 4th of July. And these shirts are a great way for you to get into that tradition. There's a Labor Day coming up as well. You want to have your gifts giving ready for that. So this is the perfect shirt for all your gift giving occasions.
And don't forget that 100% of the proceeds goes to Vets United, whether that's a donation or the purchase of a shirt. 100%. We are not taking a penny. In fact, the margin is so good that we're doing $10 to $12 on every product sold, which is incredible. I know that there's other fundraisers out there that are not giving that kind of margin at all. And so our goal is to make the biggest impact we can with the funds that we donate. So like Michael always says, treat it like a Chicago election, buy a lot and buy often. Or just click that link and leave a sizable donation. And we'll tell you, we are giving 2 thank you gifts to the top 2 donors, whether that is in items bought or funds that are directly donated, and they're going to be one of a kinds. You'll never see them again. So a little bit of an incentive, but it's going to be really, really, really cool. And we only have till what, Saturday is our last day?
Sunday at 3:00.
Yeah, Sunday at 3
Saturday.
So, Sunday at 3:00. And if you've already bought one, share it. Share the link with your friends.
Yep.
You don't have to be a veteran. You don't have to be an RVer to support this cause.
If you want to look cool at the campground, you need one of these shirts. That is a must.
Especially on Fridays.
Yep. Real quick, because we're almost out of time, I wanted to show this. RV Weekends wanted to know how to add the social media links in Canva. You don't do it in Canva at all. Like Justin Christina says here, you put in the about section. When you edit it, there's at the bottom of that page is links, and you can put in the links to your different social media, and then they automatically get added to that bottom right corner of your banner. So real easy. All you gotta do is type in the link. You don't have to find the logos or any of that stuff. Just type in the link, and YouTube puts in the Facebook link, the Instagram link, whatever up there. So real simple, real easy. Again, we appreciate everybody who's donated, shared, helped support this campaign in any way. We're on the home stretch, but we're way behind, so we really need some help. And so whatever you guys can do to help out will be appreciated. We're probably quick channel note. We are probably going to be doing it from 4:30 to 6 for the foreseeable future, just because we want to do some more channel reviews because there's so many new channels in here. If we didn't get to your channel review, I apologize. Shoot me an email at ourepicrvadventure@gmail.com with the link to your channel, and I'll take a look at it and get it over to Professor Dustin and Professor Jerry here we'll take a look at it, and we'll give you some feedback, either via email or we do this next Tuesday. So just shoot us an email. And coming up right now should be traveling down the banisters. I just dropped the link for them. So go on over, tell them who sent you there. Have a great day, and we'll see you down the road.